Hello and welcome to Casting Roles, a persistent D&D campaign played by a bunch of theater nerds. Thank you for joining us. If you're liking the show, please don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you would like to connect with the show, you can find us on social media. We're on Twitter at Casting Roles and on Facebook at Casting Roles ILM. We stream here on Twitch at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays, and our videos are uploaded on Friday of the same week, but with no other announcements. We'll go ahead. Oh wait, sorry, there is another announcement. I know my script so well. We are down a Saurus for this evening, but we do have our dear, which side are you on? This side. Our dear Marlowe back with us after the successful, fantastic run of her incredible show, Let the Right One In.
Well,
yes. We thought it was fantastic. We all saw the show together.
I wasn't debating the fantastic part. Successful for Mar? We'll see.
No.
But all four of us went to go see it together and
We
loved it.
did.
It was so good. And like that
Well,
show,
fine.
there
Grace
might
was there too.
Grace was there too.
Yeah.
Like that show, there might be flashing lights and strong language here. So,
It's so many times.
but we
Did
will
not
go.
stop the child behind us.
Oh God. But we will go ahead and start the show. So, ticket takers. After flying away from the town of Hightower aboard the Something Ticket This Way Comes, you made your way to the aerodrome of Eldritch Peak, the kind of the tallest mountain in the region, and found that the city there was closed off to outside visitors. But somehow, of course, managing to wheedle your way into there by offering to deal with the problem that was keeping the city closed. You made a deal with the Drakenglower, the leadership council of the city of Drakenheim, to rid them of their troglodyte problem. Traveling deep into the subterranean burrow, you found where the incursions were taking place. You dealt with some troglodytes who seemed to be maybe planning a raid, and their bullet pet, I guess. And then found their village, which had been abandoned with the bodies of troglodytes and bullets around. And then discovered what might have been the issue when you came across a magical cavern with glowing crystalline stones and an odd urging voices coming out of a deep bottomless pit that was challenging you all to perhaps dive in or to fight each other. You watched as an Umber Hulk, which probably wanted to eat you, chose instead to dive into the hole because it failed its wisdom saving throws. But abandoning the hole behind you, you closed off the entrance and then returned to Drakenheim to let them know that you had accomplished the goal, and then were given free rein to travel using the elevator to the base of the mountain and then out into the wilds between there and the city of Feldspar. About a half day's travel or so, uneventful, sees you at the base of the Sunset Ridge, the large mountain chain at this part of Alyria. And with the sun kind of setting in the background behind you, you come up to the city of Feldspar itself. Not a large town, but it is impressive in its construction. Ringed by a large wall of stone 20 feet high with towers at different areas to kind of keep a lookout, with a massive wooden and stone gate at the entrance. This wall curves around until it connects to the imposing mountains itself, and the city is kind of in this like little dip within the mountain range. But you are approaching on the main road the city of Feldspar. So Juri, Abel, Kaimana, and Saurus approaching the road. What would you all like to do?
Get closer.
Okay.
Although I am concerned how we're going to get our money from the people that we agreed for cleaning out the little problem.
Oh no! So they did that. Was
Okay,
part of
okay.
yeah. You guys
Yeah,
got
they paid
that
us.
gold. It was was it 500 gold? I think
They paid us.
500 gold, and then you also now have pass to use the elevator within the city. And then once they reopen the city, you'll have free reign of the city of Drakenheim as well.
Was it that we were we would have to disguise ourselves to get into the city as workers. Was that the situation?
So we got free reign now. Like,
Well, so this is for Feldspar.
okay, yeah,
The risk breaker who gave you the directions said that the easiest way to get in would be perhaps to disguise yourself as workers, since they are looking for people to work the mines.
Mm-hmm.
So, or you could try to sneak into the city.
Have we had a long rest since then too, or?
Nope.
The Troglodyte Caves was like first thing in the morning.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Let's get inside, find a inn, and
So should we stick with the story that we are workers looking to earn money?
That's probably the easiest thing.
Sounds like a plan.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how this thing works.
I mean, Kamada would just try to Puss in Boots his way in.
We are not all as cute as you, so...
Yeah, Kaimana, I feel like I should take initiative and get us into the city. No worries.
Okay.
I want to see if I have like an old cloak or something, just kind of make myself cover up some of my trinkets and gadgets and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, so if you guys want to take some time to kind of change your appearances, hide anything of value or whatever, you can absolutely do that.
Do I have a disguise?
Yeah, hang on. What am I
Well,
gonna-
Juri has touches their headpiece and they cast disguise self on themselves and like effortlessly change to look like someone else. And
Okay.
they kind of look at all of you like, all right, now it's your turn, whatever.
I think Saurus has... Did Saurus have the Hat of Disguise that you guys
We had
found
another
on
one.
the...
I think maybe he gave it to me, but I could just hand it back to him and let him use it.
Because you already have one, yeah. Okay, yeah, Saurus will also do the same thing. He changes his appearance, and you see before him just like a very nondescript human male with kind of grayish white hair.
Yeah, I'll just pull a cloak over myself and try to hide my trinkets and garb and whatnot. I didn't just prepare disguise self today.
Okay. Oh, Sully. And Kaimana, are you...
once we get close, I am going to shape change into a cat.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
Yes!
All right. So, as you're approaching, the imposing nature of the walls becomes even more evident, and the sun is kind of setting behind you as you're walking up to the mountains here, and like the red and the orange hues are kind of bouncing off of these tall, imposing mountain structures, and up in the distance you can see on the snow-capped peaks the red and orange fiery light kind of burning off of it. But as you approach, go ahead and anybody who would like to make a perception check as you're approaching the main gate.
Sure, so I'm
Yeah.
leading. I'm leading. You're a cat. Let's work together. I got 16.
16. Okay.
You got 17.
17. So immediately the first thing you notice is that there's two towers on either side of the gate, which do not look that they were built for like military purposes. They just appear to be like light towers. They have large, currently unlit braziers in them. However, it does appear like a military installation has been attached to them, and you see several like hastily constructed barricades, and you see the bristling of arrows as there are several archers with crossbows. They're kind of waiting up at the top. And then at the base of the gates are currently open. There are 6 or 7 soldiers standing around, all humanoid in just standard, it kind of looks like humans for the most part. There's a few bluish skinned elves, or half elves at least. There's one Triton figure, which is, you guys only encountered one so far. Or no, actually I don't think you guys have encountered a Triton at all. But the seafaring Tritons, which Kaimana would be familiar with. And they're approaching, and you're about 30, at this point, Kaimana, would be probably when you want to go ahead and do your shape change so that you can do it unseen.
Do you have a pack, Juri?
Cat mana. Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. Kamada,
Well, I have an instrument case, so it's like a backpack and then the instrument case on it. So
Alright, yeah. Kamada's just gonna kind of onto the
Okay.
backpack instrument case, your shoulder.
On the back of it, nice. All right, so as you're approaching, you get about 30 or 40 feet away, and you hear a female voice kind of call out from the center of the gate. Halt! What's your business here?
Well, Juri changes personality and seems very different. They're like, well, I reckon we're just some simple folk looking for some workout out past these parts. You hear?
Okay. She kind of looks the group up and down. Fairly dirty from your excursions in the mines, so that's probably good. Kind of ragtag a little bit. Go ahead and make a persuasion check, Juri.
Can I help by being cute?
How does the cat help?
I got a 21,
the story,
so I
just
think
like
you're
meowing.
alright.
Yeah, I think you're fine. Yeah. So she kind of looks and she says, "Well, we sent out the call to the local townships about a month ago. You're slow in responding to it, but suppose we could use a little bit more. One of you looks a little bit old to be working the mines, though. Is that your intention?" She's kind of looking in Saurus's direction.
Well, yeah, you know, he don't understand things so good, so he gotta work with his hands best he can.
Saurus suddenly starts trying to play dumb.
Unfortunately, he's a mute.
So, you know, he gotta take whatever work comes his way, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Rightly
Yeah.
so. All that shenanigans, tartar sauce, I don't know.
Right.
Southern words.
Sure.
Grace is dying.
I'm dying.
Sure. So she just kind of indulges you for a moment, and then she says very clearly, curfew is dusk. You do not want to be on the streets after dusk. I recommend that you approach a local inn or tavern and, you know, receive your script for the your stay. Just let them know that you're working. She writes out like a little pass for you to enter into the town. She says if you give that to the worker, they'll give you a forward on your script, but of course your first day's pay will go towards paying off that work. So, and then report first thing in the mines. I'll be around to check. There's only one inn, so I'll make sure that you're there in the morning.
Well, I thank you kindly, ma'am. I think we'd just rightly be on our way, right, folks?
With post haste, please. And then she kind of looks up and she says, and you've only got about 30 minutes till dark, so chop chop.
We won't dilly-dally. Thank you.
All right. And so you walk by, and it's interesting, like all of the Kaimana recognizes this immediately. The clothing that all 6 of these individuals that are standing around the gate are wearing are very nautical. Not like standard dress that you would see soldiers wearing or Crown's Guard or even Watchmasters or anything like that. Like these look kind of like sailors that are here transposed in this space. All right. So you pass through the main gates of Feldspar, and the moment you pass through, you're on this long, wide central path, and it goes straight all the way to the mountain. And off in the distance, I mean, you know, a few miles away, you can see where the road ends at the mountain. At this massive, even at this distance, you can still see this massive entrance to probably a cavern system or a mine. And so, and then there's buildings all along the side of you. At this place in the city, they're relatively kind of ramshackle or, you know, of wooden construction, but you can see off in the distance larger buildings of stone and some nicer buildings and things. But you make your way down the main thoroughfare. I'm not exactly sure where you're going.
Should we try to find the hidden member of the Wrist Breakers?
I mean, I can't talk, so.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have a no. I'm sorry. We don't have a. sorry. Affectation. We don't have that long until curfew. Doubt we want to be out that late. So, if we want to keep up appearances, we probably should figure out where this inn is.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't tell us a name or anything, did she?
She
Or-
did not.
She said there's only one in. So maybe perhaps we could ask around and someone could point us in the direction.
Probably only one out too.
But all you hear is meow 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 meow.
I'm like, right, Kaimana.
Good boy.
Except
Sure.
Saurus can understand you, and so Saurus is the only one who laughs. Joke.
Amazing. I'll just see if there's someone walking around.
Okay, so the first thing you do notice is that, I mean, there are people walking around. They seem like they are moving quickly. They're all, like, they all have hoods up, or they've kind of bundled up tightly. They're kind of looking around at their surroundings. The only people that you see who are kind of walking in a way that seems nonchalant are very heavily armed individuals who are dressed in a very similar manner to those at the gate, which I guess you can assume are probably security of some kind. But there are a few, what you assume are probably townspeople wandering around if you want to grab one of their attention.
Yeah, I'll try for the townsperson.
Okay. So this kind of haggard old woman kind of approaches. You asking about an inn? The only... they've shut down all of the others. The only one that's open is currently Mysterious Springs. It's the large hot springs and inn. It is... she kind of points off of the main thoroughfare to the kind of the right. And she says, if you pass down these major street here, it will take you there. But you don't have much time, so I'd move quickly.
Well, thank you kindly, ma'am.
Of course, and she...
Tilt my cowboy hat.
Yeah, and she rushes off in the other direction.
Well, let's make haste, folks.
All right. So you make your way down the main thoroughfare, and it kind of switches back, and this road begins to kind of narrow a little bit, and you've got tall 2 or 3 story houses on either side of you that are all kind of like townhouse structure, like they all share a wall with one another. And then there are small alleyways every 3 or 4 houses or so. But you're starting to get into a more tighter residential zone of the city. You're walking for about 10 minutes or so, and you realize that there are no guards around. Like you found yourself in a space where you're kind of being unwatched for at least a little bit of a time. And at that moment, at your feet, Juri, you hear a tick-a-tick-a-tick as something falls from the air and clatters at your feet.
I'll look down and see what it is.
It is an insanely fancy, like, silver goblet.
Ooh, I pick it up and look over at Abel, and I'm like, I think your sugar daddy, not sugar daddy, dropped off.
I thought we had an understanding.
You said until we got to Feldspar. Hate to talk semantics, but sorry, Vox Populi are very good at semantics.
I never thought he would work so quickly. Let's get to the inn, and perhaps I can see if this is really a gift from him.
At that moment, behind you, Grace, you hear as something falls and jumps kind of right behind you. Did I say Grace? Juri. I was looking at Grace's face. You hear like the deft sound of something dropping from a roof behind you, and then like kind of grabbing up at your back, you hear a voice in your ear.
You guys are really fucking unsubtle.
I like spin around and hug you.
It's small.
Oh, we're close now. Okay.
Please, they're all crazy. You left me
so
with
happy
them,
to
and
see
they're
you.
all
I know.
insane.
I know. I know.
Amana's just gonna like run across Juri onto Mar and be like all purry and
Oh,
like.
boy, it's a group hug.
Aww.
We've been just flying. What is it at the seat of our pants? What is it? What's the saying?
Flying by the seat of our pants?
Flying by the seat of our pants the entire time.
Yeah, how did you get into the city?
Well, I got here, and it was really funny because I was like, oh man, I took so long in Anivia, much longer than I expected. I'm sure my friends will have set up and know everything about what's going on here in Feldspar. Surely they got here way before me. Come to find out, no one knows who the fuck you are. You're not here. So, I've
We
been
have
here
good
for...
reason.
How long much? Like a day or two?
Like a day. Like I'd say you arrived like mid-afternoon, due to time differences with Anarvir. So like
Right.
mid-afternoon, and then you spent
And
a
now
night.
it's daylight saving.
You spent
I'm
a whole
really fucked
day.
over.
Like this is like this is the end of your second day in town.
Okay, cool. I've been here for 2 days. I got teleported, so honestly it was pretty easy for me. Yeah, so I will admit cheating on that part, but where are you going?
Well, there's
Yeah.
only one inn in town.
Ah, that's what they told you.
Ooh, there's another one, secret inn?
One might say that.
Well, we should
Somebody might remember you if you come with me.
we have to check in under our aliases to save face, probably.
Alright.
But we can go with you after.
Sure. Well, I got someone you can meet there, too. There's a lot going on here.
I would love a drink, so this sounds great.
All right. So Mar knows where the Mystario Springs is, so leads you through the streets to the inn. It's not far from the entrance gate, but it's kind of far enough away that you can't see the towers and things of people watching. You do pass a few soldiers, or not soldiers, but of these individuals, security in their nautical garb, and then you arrive at this beautiful walled establishment. It's kind of red brick with kind of black slate at the top of the brick to kind of form a little roofing pattern, and then there's a small iron gate in the middle. When you walk in, the interior is like a lush garden space with kind of a winding path that leads back to a very beautiful kind of sandstone and slate roofed construction with some nice wood and a sign over it that says Mystario Springs, and you can smell the vague hint of mineral waters. There's a little bit of sulfur in the atmosphere. You have found Mystario Springs, which is the local inn but also the hot springs. And Mar leads you into the interior, and a kindly old woman at the front asks, do you need rooms for the evening, or are you just visiting the baths?
Well, I reckon we need some rooms for the night.
Oh,
We're gonna be working in them there mines.
oh. For a moment, you see her like visage kind of change a little bit. I'm sorry. Well, how many rooms would you need?
We're all kin or lack kin, so we could just take one room.
Oh, all right. One of our larger rooms to support 3 individuals and a pet. 4 individuals and a pet. All right. That will be. Would you like access to the baths?
I reckon after some time in the mines, that might be preferable, mighty preferable.
Then it will be 1 gold for the room.
All right, I'll take it out of my bag since I'm the head hillbilly.
The head hillbilly. I love that this became the what is this? The Hightower Hillbillies have struck oil.
Oh, it's great.
Don't know if Abel could pull off the accents.
I got you, Abel. Don't worry.
All right.
This here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
There's a snake in my boot.
There's a snake in my boot. So now, so you guys now have access to the building. So, Mara, it depends on what you want. Who do you want to introduce them to Bolton, or are you?
I do want to introduce them to Bolton.
Okay. So you know like where he's kind of set up shop. So you guys go and check in at your room. It's fairly well appointed. There are 3 beds, and a small dresser where you can put some things. But then you exit from there and head out through to the main.
Have I been staying here?
I mean, that's up to you. Would you stay here, or would you have stayed at Erogenes?
I probably would have stayed at the other place.
Okay, yeah,
I think
yeah,
I
so-
feel more at home in the
Yeah.
other place.
You probably had an offer of a room here, but then
Yeah.
so you lead them back to the main bathhouse function, which is an attached, you leave the main building and then there's kind of this garden, and there's a lot of open air baths here, and you can see there's a few people who appear like maybe they've been spending a day in the mines or whatever that are bathing and resting in their weary muscles and bodies, and then you head off into a fairly beautifully constructed two-tiered building with stained glass at the second level and this elegantly sloped roof. And when you enter in, the interior is actually just a very large bath, but there is kind of a platform area that has been set up with tables and stools where people can kind of sit and maybe drink tea or whatever in the evening, and then there's the bath there if they want to also get in the bath. And sitting at the bath is a tall half-orc and a gentleman, kind of grayish green skin, shaved head. His tusks are larger than typical half-orc, very muscular, but wearing nondescript, the nondescript like kind of worker's outfit or uniform, kind of a goatee beard. And he looks up and sees Marlowe and just nods in her direction, and then goes back to reading the book that he was reading. And Bolton is there before you, Marlowe.
Seems you have some clout here now, Marlowe.
Oh. I guess. Riskbreaker Bolton, these are my friend. They don't look like this, usually. They're in disguise. Just pretend there's more of them, and that one of them's a giant rat, and that's them.
Oh, well, I mean, giant rats are not odd around here. I don't think that you need your disguise, sir. Looking in Saurus's direction. And then, well, Marlowe, I suppose these are the ticket takers that you mentioned when you arrived.
They are.
So you're here for the work, then, that you were hired for in Hightower?
Yes.
Well, I'm Bolton Kuhn. I'm the lead risk breaker here in Feldspar, and have been working for the last couple months to gather evidence and scope out the issues of the field. Time is of the essence based on their current and latest actions, so I'm pleased to offer any advice or feedback that I can in helping you achieve your goals.
We appreciate your help.
Sorry, our leader is a cat right now. So he usually talks about this kind of thing.
I can give you a quick rundown of the situation if we need it.
Yes, Marlowe's been doing some work kind of scouting and checking things out as well the last couple days, so she's got a good strong lay of the land, as it were.
I do my best. Yeah, so the people you walk past up front, pretty obviously Tidewaters, yeah.
Obvious.
There's also the Scaled Fold running around. They're like humanoid dragons. They're not kobolds. They're not kobolds. They're humanoid dragons.
There are a few kobolds, but most of them are humanoid dragons, yeah.
Yeah. So they're also running around. They're working together in the mines. They pretty much stockpiled all the quicksilver at this point. They seem like they're wrapping things up, which is pretty bad for everybody else. They control the wall. They control the mines. They control the mayor's office, the lawmaster's office, and the refinery. And they've also taken the lawmaster and the mayor and are holding them hostage currently.
Yes.
Do we know where they are being held?
According to Yorian, the most recent would be at the stockades. They've, the general jailhouse, they've reconverted that, but both Yano and Vorkris are being held there.
Yorin was the one who made that map, correct? That we were given.
Yes, Yorian is our kind of scout and cartographer, so he's been updating and keeping track of those things, so a copy of that map was sent to you.
Excellent. Yep, I'm sure his information will be very useful to us.
He's currently out. He should be back later this evening, doing scouting work. But if you have questions for him, I mostly am managing the kind of the day-to-day work. But Yorian's been doing a lot of the subterfuge elements.
I was going to get them to reconvene with Yorian and kind of get a game plan going for
That would be smart.
us.
What was the name of the gentleman we were speaking to now?
Bolton Kuhn. Kune.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. There's also, I think you left out, Marlowe, that there are some other factors at play. You might say that the town of Feldspar is currently split among 4 factions. You have the Tidewaters and the Scaled Fold, who are working together, but at very clearly distinct purposes. They don't seem to get along very well, even if they are of the same camp. And then, of course, there's the Crown, working with the Risk Breakers and trying to free the established leadership of the community, and also to work to drive out the Tidewaters and the Scaled Fold. There's also another organization that has set up shop in the area, at least I think I'm aware of it. Yorian seems a little disbelieving.
Best I could guess.
Oh, perhaps.
Is it perhaps the Vox Populi?
Interesting. And you are aware of Vox Populi? How?
Not very intimately, just in passing.
I'll make a deception check.
Look
Look
over at
I'm
Juri.
right there. I'm right there. Juri's putting on the biggest poker face you've ever seen. It's great.
That is
It's
a
more
bold move.
Yeah,
Juri's
more of
just
like Abel wanting to be a little smarty pants.
yeah, you're being smarty pants while I'm right here.
Especially the
Abel.
other risk breaker knew that Juri was a Vox Populi.
Yeah, he did. I think. Didn't he say that? Yeah, he was.
Yeah, you're currently in disguise though, so that helps.
It's true. It's true.
A deception?
Yeah.
Yeah, 7.
he says,
I don't know much about Vox Populi,
no.
though. Only who the leader is,
Yeah.
where their stronghold is.
That's enough.
That you're
I know
lying.
everything
That's
about
a
the.
lot.
He kind of just looks at your direction and says, perhaps leave the spy work up to your friend here, who's currently in disguise.
Not you.
Oh, not the cat, the other one.
Not you, Hermana. You're doing great. Very convincing.
Yeah, and he is wearing an odd, like, he has like an odd like pair of glasses that you could assume that he was using to read, but the moment he said the friend who's in disguise, he did look up through the glasses at Juri.
I see. I see. Just good to be careful.
Of course. I'm not sure what their intentions exactly are here. If they are not at cross purposes of our own, bless them for coming to fight for Feldspar. But one can never quite know what Vox Populi intends.
Indeed, they're mysterious people.
Certainly.
You just hear in your head, Abel. I'm like, why? You just hear my voice. Why?
I'll just whisper like,
No, you can talk back in the message. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to mouth the words, but you can like cover your mouth essentially.
oh, man. So I was like, I gambled at a game that I was not very good at. I'll admit when I'm wrong.
Well, this has been very fun. Anything else we want to go over? Should we leave
Well,
Risk Breaker to his work?
I will just leave you with some advice. Your task is to save the town of Feldspar. It is I mean, I've been working here now for about a month and a half. There's a lot of web to untangle for you to achieve that goal. And there are probably many ways in which you could go about doing it. But I would say that time is short. The work in the mines has been kicked into a fever pitch in the last 6 days or so. They're running 24-hour shifts. I think several people have dropped of exhaustion because of this. Captain Kit, his ship arrived at the dock only I'd say yesterday, and they've been stockpiling it and overloading, it seems, with quicksilver. I'm wondering if it might be the final shipment, but we'll see.
Who is this captain?
Captain Kit, an odd fellow, Lucinian, one of the leading pirate sailors for the Tidewaters.
I would assume I know who this is.
Yeah, you've heard of Captain Kit. Captain Kit was kind of like his name was, he didn't go by Captain Kit at the time. His name was just Kit. He was kind of an outcast in Lucinian society, always in trouble, and then kind of was like, whatever, fuck you guys, I'm gonna go off and explore the world.
Just like that.
Yeah. But then,
yeah,
but the legend is that he somehow managed to commandeer his own vessel and then joined in with the privateers of the Tidewaters and has been a scourge in the Vanishing Isles to ship and man alike.
Kaimana explains all of this to Saurus rapidly.
All right, and then Saurus translates for you all, so you know who Captain Kit is at this point. Yeah. And he says he's an asshole. I don't know. Yeah. All right. An arsehole. Oh, arsehole. Yeah. All right. And Bolton says, well, it's about dark. I think if you're going to be traveling the streets that you do so very carefully, or you stay the night here.
Yeah, that would probably be preferable. We need to
Yes, I believe. Be
go with,
safer here.
The Tidewaters tend to manage security during the day. The Scaled Fold mostly takes over in the evenings and nights, and they are the more dangerous of the two.
excellent. Sounds good.
All right. So he goes back to reading.
Would I have noticed his magical illusion breaking glasses?
Make an Arcana check.
Gladly. That's my thing.
And another
Can
deception
I do
check.
an insight check on Bolton to see if he what's he thinking of us right now?
Sure, yeah.
Like, not in terms of oh, does he like us, but
Does he think
I
you're
don't know,
capable,
How
or
yeah, does he think
thinks
we're
we
capable,
are.
and does he actually will he actually be entrusting us with anything here?
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I wrote a 19 on that. Just
Yeah, so the moment he looked at Juri, you saw kind of this arcane flash and the lenses. You recognize, the element that's coming from that. It's kind of similar to, a dark vision goggle, but a stronger element.
I want to
you
lean
think it
in.
might be glasses of true sight?
I want to lean in and ask him, how common are items like that amongst the Tidewaters and the Scalefold?
Oh, among your standards, Tidewater and Scalefold, not very common. Those organizations both, for different reasons, tend to group their magical power and their magical might in the upper echelons. The day-to-day god is mostly probably just striving to get by. Tidewaters, they're working for pennies. The Scaled Fold is working just purely for belief and zealousy, so...
Well, maybe a chance for some bribery. Not bad.
Much easier on the Tidewaters side than the Scaled Fold, yes. Absolutely.
Good information.
Mhm. it's a little bit, it's difficult to get somebody to work against their god versus just the person who's writing their paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to sever their bond, that might be a good place to start.
Perhaps. What was your insight check, Mar?
I got a 23.
23. So you definitely get the sense that, and you felt this from him since you arrived, that Bolton keeps a lot to the chest. He also talks to you in a way like you can tell just from the way that he's talking about the scaled fold, that he's talking about them as if he's talking to an equal, but there's clearly tons of information that he's purposefully leaving out of the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, if you knew as much information as him, it would make a lot more sense, but he speaks to you as if you have a vocabulary that you don't possess, and that actually makes it more confusing. On purpose.
Yeah.
But whether he is waiting, like, his opinion of you, it definitely seems like he's waiting to see
Sure.
proof before he makes any final judgments.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
So, yeah. Well, shall we go somewhere and debrief Ma on our adventures so far?
Oh, yes. Debrief me. Mm-hmm.
I think yeah, well.
So, I mean, you can choose to stay at this inn. You can try to sneak to the other
No, I think
tavern.
we should stay here. Just
Yeah, I think stay here and then sneak in the morning
Right.
over.
So there's a bar at this inn. There's also a small like restaurant type situation where there's food provided as well. So you can choose either place or that you want to kind of sit down and eat or just meet with each other, or you can go back to your rooms or whatever you'd like to do.
I mean, how long has it been since we got into the city?
Probably a couple hours, maybe an hour.
Okay, yeah, my wild shape only.
Your
lasts 2
your
hours.
wild shape would have dropped at some point after you
Yeah.
guys arrived. Yeah.
But we're at the risk breaker
Yeah, you're fine.
inn, so it's okay for it to be like that here.
Yeah.
Do you wanna? Is there a private area in the restaurant, or is it everywhere kind of public-y?
We can
So-
get, we can, just get food to go.
Yeah. They do room
Probably.
service here too, so you can do
Alright,
that.
we can
Yeah.
room service.
That's room service.
All right, so you can go up to the little old lady at the front and place kind of your room service order. Anybody who wants food and drink, you can subtract silver from your gold and then, or your amount, and then she'll have that delivered to the room.
it's exactly what we will do. An extra bacon if you can.
Oh well, I'll see what the kitchen can do.
I see nothing's changed.
I would like the penne alla arrabbiata.
Oh, I'm afraid that was last night's special. I just forgot to change the board. I apologize.
What is tonight's special?
Is the penny a not arrabbiata? We ran out of the arrabbiata. I don't know what that is. So she puts that on the thing. All right. So she kind of says, your DoorDash will arrive in 20 minutes.
No.
Great.
Tavern,
Yeah.
travel. I don't know. I couldn't think of one. Move on. Just.
Go up.
Okay. I guess we should tell Marlo of the guests
Yeah,
that
what-
we have.
Also, what is our room situation?
Oh,
So
Come
the
on, are you
room's
st-
fairly
facing-
large. There's 3 beds. There's a
Oh,
little
wow.
balcony. There's a balcony terrace that opens up to the inner courtyard where all of the baths are. And so you can open those doors. You can sit out there. You can keep your room closed. You can sit in the room. But the room's large enough that you can all sit comfortably in there. There's a few furnishings other than the beds as well. A couple chairs and things.
Carmona
This is nice.
goes to the bath.
That seems right. This is a lot nicer than the other place. I should have expected that. This is nicer. Oh, the other place is the Vox Populi meeting grounds, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's
Well,
why I was
you-
like, oh, you probably want to go. No, okay, you are committing to going to Nox Vox Populi, but I can't say that in public.
no.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's fine. Yorian, the guy he was talking about, head guy.
Have you met him yet?
I've met Yorian, right, Josh?
Yeah, so he's Bolton Kuhn's second in command. but he's also the leader. He's the leader of the Vox Populi contingent in town. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing he's pulling double duty. So
Yeah, I know.
he's but he's cool. He's great.
I mean, he's the leader of the Vox Populi here. Of course I know.
Well, okay, so that
Juri
I'll
is smiling a little weird.
I'll let Yorian explain what they want to do versus
Yeah,
what they want to do. What they yeah.
We have a lot of catching up to do.
This
Of
is a
course.
tangled web.
Oh God, isn't it just?
Yeah, I need more alcohol to deal with.
Yeah, I need more alcohol for this. You guys start first. How you been? What happened?
Come on, roll a Constitution saving throw because the bath that was closest to your room is the hot bath.
No.
So just roll a Constitution
Oh,
saving throw while they're
no.
talking.
For your little paws.
Your delicate skin.
little paws.
Poor little guy.
Well, he's also wearing this giant fur coat. Oh, that's not good. That's a 6.
6. You're in there for like just a little bit until it becomes a little overpowering, and you have like the anime like steam bubble pop out of your mouth, and you pull yourself out, and there's just steam rising off of your fur. I mean, it felt great for the first couple minutes that you're in there, but it was definitely too hot for poor little Kaimana to deal
All right, he
with.
comes back to the room that you guys are in.
You okay?
Were you attacked?
You
What
weren't
is
even
up?
drunk this time.
But buddy, come here.
Like throws the window open, just like hangs his body like
No.
just to cool down.
Poor little friend.
My city.
Somebody knocks at the door and delivers your food, and there's 2 drinks for each of you, so
Sick.
yeah. And if you want any more, then they will, of course, provide, but...
I'll take a drink.
I get Kaimana some water.
Yeah, there's a pitcher on the table for you.
And then I immediately hand him his drink.
He also
I'll let
has
him
an
have one of
alchemy
mine.
jug, so...
Abel
Oh,
doesn't need
also,
both of yours.
Where's that goblet I dramatically threw at you guys go?
Oh, you threw that at us? I thought
Yeah.
it was
Oh.
I thought it
We
was
thought it was serial killing,
something we have to explain to you quite a bit.
Yeah, there's
No,
so much
goblet.
that
I
either of you
stole
know.
that goblet. What the fuck? No, give me
Wow.
credit for this.
When did you steal a goblet? Why are you stealing a
Oh,
goblet?
when did? Oh boy. Anyway, I got it for Kaimana, so give it to him.
Here you go, Kaimana. I hand it to you.
It's a beautiful goblet, Kaimana, kind of silverish in color, burnished. There's a few gems on it that are glinting and shimmering in the light, emerald and sapphire.
Big
It has a very beautiful, like, scrolling filigree on it in a very stylized W. And there's on one side, and then there's a crest on the other side of, like, an antlered deer.
Don't like have it too much out in public because it like very much is reminiscent of the family that I stole it from.
Yeah.
But like, you know.
Mar, we have to work on your seeing friends after a long time introduction. Because I don't
No, I was
it's
testing
very,
you. One, I was testing you to see if you would notice me. You didn't. And 2, I was testing to see if you would, you know, how you would react to the sighting of just a random goblet being thrown at you for fun. And wow, boy, did you guys react like nothing had happened. And that was very weird.
I think
I
that's
guess we've
kind of-
been.
Yeah, that's what you do if you want to like duel someone to the death, Mar.
Well,
You throw down a gauntlet.
I thought
Or a
about,
goblet.
I thought about throwing the rapier at you too, but you know, I held back.
Oh, how hidden is it, Mar?
It's very hidden.
Okay,
you know.
never mind. You're good.
I hide it very well at all times.
All right, you're good.
There's a very good reason we thought that was normal, which Abel will explain to you.
Yes,
Okay.
we've been desensitized to very nice items being
Oh, you've
thrown
been
at
living
our feet.
luxury without me, I see.
Well, because we have a serial killing demon cloud that murders people and brings us their riches.
Murders bad people.
Murders bad people. But there is concern that the trail of bodies could lead back to us.
There's concern! Oh, I see.
Well,
Alright.
Abel made a deal with it until we got to Feldspar, and now we're in Feldspar, so now it's a problem again.
Yes.
Well, I hope they start murdering Tidewaters. Maybe that should clear up the problem.
That might be the easiest way to fix this.
The first victim is Captain Kit.
Captain
no.
Kick.
It'll bring us back a cute little shiny
What?
stones.
When did
He
this?
keeps
How?
in his-
So you remember how that stuff was like showing up under Abel's bed, and we didn't know why that was happening?
Yeah.
It was Artax, our friend Artax
Yes.
now.
Does
Friend's
that name
friend's
ring
a
a bell?
strong word.
He was in the bag of holding that came from Araman's laboratory,
Yeah.
trapped inside of
Oh.
a soul bond or soul cage.
Wow, we didn't really consider that at all, did we? Just
No.
picked it up,
No.
ran off.
No.
Mm.
Don't
And,
look at this in the mouth.
And he threw Saurus off the ship.
Oh.
Yep.
He seems fine.
Yes, surprisingly.
Loris did try to.
Well,
punch
if
him.
it was going to be anyone, it probably should
I'm
have been.
pretty glad it
Soros.
was. Me and
Yeah.
Kaimana were drinking. We had no idea.
Yes.
We didn't hear about this after.
Yeah, Soros does say, well, I did punch him first, so
Yes.
you know.
Loris
Hey.
did try to punch him.
There's
so.
my man. So is that resolved? Are we just keeping him? Are we just keeping him as a pet?
We don't know what to do with him. We're sort of concerned that the darker elements of the Violet Cloister might weaponize him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's already what Aramon was doing with him. I'm connecting because I can connect some pieces about experimentation stuff, right?
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah.
Because
The
Amalia
talk
told
about
me that
the
day.
talk about a shadow creature who was
Yeah.
being used. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
Which
Well,
I don't.
guess it's
I don't know how
better
much you want to
if we
say.
have him.
I don't know how much you want to say because Amalia told you Source's relationship to Artax too.
Oh no.
Oh,
I love it.
boy.
So much.
So
I'll
many
tell him.
things.
Funny.
I'll say
Okay.
that out loud.
Yeah. Which Like-
to the group.
I'll leave it up to Rob about how he will ultimately decide to deal with that revelation. But you guys have all noticed Rob doing some really weird things. Not Rob, Source doing some really weird
Oh.
things lately.
Yes, the shadow things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's related to experimentation that Armand did using your new friend. And it's very bad. And if you keep using it and have it for a very long time, it's definitely going to fuck you up, if not kill you. So,
Not good.
yeah, I saw someone who had it who was taking a lot of hits.
The veil magic that Sordus is using could turn him into what Artax is now.
I don't know. I mean, I think it would just hurt him. And probably eventually kill him. I don't think bodies are meant to hold that kind of veil magic. Or at least not our bodies.
And the one person that you guys have all encountered that has similarly been gifted with that was Soren Nerida.
The gentleman who attacked
Broadfield.
Broadfield.
Yeah.
Ah,
Scarred and
Yeah.
damaged. Yeah.
He was made from experimentation on Arthrax and Amalia, my friend. That's how Soren Nerida got
Ooh.
made.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, whatever my god is.
Also, how Source was
Also how Soros got made. Whoops.
My god is Aelosaur. That's not as fun to swear, but
Yeah.
no, Alyssa.
Aelosaur.
But if he doesn't, if he
Mysteria.
abandoned Arthrax, that means he has something better. Or he made a breakthrough.
And that is a scary thing to think
That
about.
is very upsetting to think about.
Okay. Abel pulls out a little notebook and writes down veil magic.
Fucked.
Research veil magic. There you go.
So is that... Can I get into some of this stuff? My stuff?
Yeah,
I
go
think
for
it's
your, I
pretty
mean,
related.
Did you
the
leave the
rest-
door open, Kaimana, when you came back inside?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I shut the door.
Yeah, we
Okay.
would have closed
I
that.
shut the door.
We're talking
mean-
about a murdered demon cloud. We're gonna
Yeah.
close the door.
Okay.
I mean, the rest of our stuff is we just fought in a mine for a little bit, and we figured
Yes.
out the thing that was mind
Well-
controlling people was a dragon.
What? That's extreme. What?
Well, a dragon that
Interesting.
had left.
It was
Oh.
the lost dragon citrine.
Roll a based on your just a general intelligence roll, Marlo.
From Marla. But I would have known.
With advantage because you just read the book.
Okay, that was a 5. 18.
What they're saying sounds very similar to what you know, but it doesn't sound right when Juri says that the dragon is the one doing the mind controlling.
Oh, fuck! It's the thing you sent me, isn't it? Oh no! Wait, I have to go.
Oh, it's okay. It's like for you, what you read that it's the primals.
The primals.
I think it's probably the primals a little bit.
Would I have known this from that dragon book I read at the monastery?
The dragon book that you read does given more information about citrine and like posits the whole idea of citrine like guarding something called the threshold, which
Where the
primals are being kept behind. But that's a very heretical belief because what's taught by the church is that the gods killed the primals. So,
I mean, it could make sense because citrine was gone, and that's when this started happening. So the primals are probably there. Because citrine left for some reason, which is not good if a dragon left and woke up when they're not supposed to either. So that's something we should look into.
Yeah. Yeah. I
What are
also
what
have
are the
read
primals?
text that the primals
Yep.
are coming back.
Oh
Or
my
not
God.
really never went away. Cool. Cool.
Right, now tell us all your stuff. I'm gonna drink.
Oh, okay.
the food is it's like a delicious stew of pork belly and root vegetables, and then maybe some kind of like maybe like an orzo type pasta base at the bottom.
I'm going to start at the beginning and work my way to the most important part because I think if I hit with that out of nowhere, I'm gonna have to backtrack a lot. So, I found a tower in a priori in Anivia. It's this guy Tarlo Whistleton, Goblet, yeah. He's a patrician, so just like Lady Haverly was a tower, this man also a tower. I may have stolen from him and broke in to try to find evidence on his a priori stuff. Didn't find that. Did find evidence of his affair. Maybe leaked that to the press and got him in a lot of trouble with his wife, but that's a different story.
You know,
So-
Vox Populi has openings, you know, and
You know, Vox Populi, I did meet a Vox Populi guy who approved of that very much. But
yeah, it's
anyway,
very good.
regardless. But I stole this from him, and I will pull out the sword.
Okay.
Ooh.
Marlo unwraps this sword that is blue steelish in color. The blade, when the light hits it, has this faint kind of blue shimmer that kind of fades into a green at the edges. It is a short sword, but it has like almost like a wave-shaped structure to the blade. The pommel and the handle are beautifully wrapped in blue leather. With some kind of like some darker blue elements as well, and there is a very clearly missing gap at the pommel, at the crossbar where there was once something inlaid in the stone that is currently missing.
I'll ask Marlo, do you mind if I take a closer look?
Yeah, be careful. That is, that's a sword from the Subversion. That's a god sword. That's literally Supanar's sword.
It's a what?
Juri,
It's
roll a
a-
history check.
Oh my god, you brought a what into our hotel room? I
And you
got
stole this
a-
from me.
A 21.
21. This is the moment she says that you go, oh, like this is one of the arms of the Subversion. There are many songs that bards sing in taverns about famed warriors of the Subversion who carried weapons that were forged by the gods themselves. And if what Mar is saying is true, then that's what this would be.
So Suvinar is my god.
Yep.
So Kaimana starts getting the grabby hands.
No, see, that's my god too, and
Marlo, what the
no, wait, okay, so, you know...
what the absolute fuck did you steal from a noble?
Okay, no, he's the Lord of Antiquities, right? And he was trying to collect all of them, which is not a thing. That's very bad.
Okay.
So, and that's the only one he had, and we grabbed it.
I'll trade you this cup for it.
No. No.
The sword's like taller than Kaimana.
I've already attuned to it. It's.
You know exactly what it does now.
I just want to touch it.
Do you know what goes in it? That slot that's missing?
Yes. I have a friend who is working on something who needed. We stole it for the gem. I ended up with the sword. She took the gem.
Oh, she.
No.
Kaimana, do you touch
Not
the
like that.
sword?
No,
Yes.
certainly not.
Make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Not like that. Well, that's less exciting.
Sorry.
A bit
That's
less
fine.
exciting.
19.
19. So there's a moment where you feel like you're going to pass out, but instead your eyes roll back into your head, and for a moment you're in complete darkness. And then you hear the sound of waves crashing around you, and then when you open your eyes, you're back in the room again.
It's a wavy sword.
Yep, it is called the Wave Dancer. You nailed it.
So
Are you okay?
I like this sword.
Okay.
It's a good sword.
It sounds like home. I like it.
Yeah.
We will find you your own weapon of subversion.
How big is the missing gem?
The missing gem, it's probably like palm-sized.
So like, kind of the size of the.
But yeah, but not. So your tide warder, your tide bond is spherical.
Okay.
This
Too big.
gem is more like a tetrahedron.
Okay. Is like digging through his pockets for just like not pockets, but
Anything that'll fit. In this.
just random crap and shoving it in the.
Okay, Mark,
Yeah.
you have to keep going because I'm physically not capable of understanding how this is not the big thing.
That's good.
How is
Okay.
this the beginning?
Very good point, yes.
Keep going, keep going.
Okay, so, I did that, and then
Wow.
there's like this big fighting arena thing, and they do it like once a month where they like all the rich people go and are like, oh, watch people fight for fun, and then also like everybody's, I mean the whole town's there, but like I was up with the rich people because like Laura and Oak won, and then I convinced them to do like the group fight with me. And Laura was like in disguise and stuff. Whatever. Anyway, I
You
met the
took the
Curia
princess
Regent.
into a group fight?
Yeah, but we won.
And Abel's dad.
I
No.
don't.
Yeah, but we won. Except we got summoned. Okay, no, that's okay.
Is
I
my
met the
father
Curia
okay?
Regents. I met every member of the Curia Regents. Okay, so that includes Charlo Whistleton, fucking Tower. I suspect that his little best friend, what the fuck was his name? Uriel Dane,
Yeah.
the Master of Coin, they're best friends. I suspect. Here, you know what? I have visuals. I will send them to you. I'm gonna drop them in the group chat real quick.
Mhm. Who is the master of coin again?
I feel like
Uriel Dane.
this becomes the It's Always Sunny scene where you
Oh.
start
Oh.
putting
Hey,
pictures
bud.
on the
Hey,
wall.
bud.
Mara and I
Oh,
made that
yes,
joke
thank
like
you.
60 times.
Look at what I just sent you, and then tell me that again.
I have
Oh,
to
no.
see this. Yeah, Uriel Dane, which you've heard the name Dane before. Dane was one of the patricians that was mentioned when you guys were at the estate with what's her face, Lady Haverly's
Lady Haverly?
estate.
Okay,
Yeah.
I made a clearly coded page. It's very easy to follow. I'm sure you can.
I love
you
this
can go on
page.
with this.
So Mark,
Wait, I haven't pulled it up
very importantly, I said that these were the crazy people.
Yes.
When you came back.
Yes. No,
I
but
might
I'm
have
putting
to
the
admit, there may be an amend there.
no, but I'm putting the
I'm
pieces
sorry.
together, and I'm working
No,
on it.
I
Okay, I
see
don't
the-
have
I
all the
see the
answers, but I'm
pieces.
putting it together extremely logically, and obviously this makes a
Very,
lot. You just follow along with my story.
Is this blood on this
I'm
page?
obsessed
No,
with
it's
this.
Is there blood on this little corner here?
No.
Can Kaimana read that?
Yeah, it's probably in common.
I'm obsessed
Yeah,
with
it's in
this.
common.
Okay.
How is
Is it-
Nueva involved in this entire plot?
Okay, no, let me get to that. Okay, so the Crown Regent, okay, the head of the Curia Regis is this
Okay,
guy
I'm with
Yusef Arifat, right?
Okay, I
and
see
he
him.
sucks and is the worst person I've ever met.
Alright,
and
we hate him.
no, you don't understand. He's so fucking racist against Nuavia, like to your dad's face, Abel. He's
Okay.
crazy.
Racist?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Literally, the first thing he said to me when I came up to this was like, "Oh, you're with the ticket takers. There's not enough Illyrian representation in your group. I see. You're the only one." Literally, the first thing this man said to me.
I hate boomers.
Exactly. But he's out of everything right now, right? Because the king's so young that he can't take over. This man literally is ruling the whole thing, right? Except he only has a little bit of time to keep ruling it before the king turns 18 and gets to take over. So when this guy be trying to pull some shit, right, to get out of it. Anyway, I pulled out the a priori chess piece in front of him just to kind of like see what he'd do, and he reacted. And I know that's probably just because he like might know what a priori is because the Curia Regis like took them down and everything, and like he would have to know that. But I'm pretty sure he's a priori, and I'm onto him.
You pulled the chess piece out in front of him?
Yeah, but I made it like whole. I played it off really well. Abel's dad saw it. He can agree. I was like, oh, I found this chess piece somewhere. It looks so important.
Alright, we
Who's
have
this
to all
Ben?
have a big conversation about subtlety.
You don't understand. This man
and
this man
not
made a
getting
facial
us
expression.
killed.
He made a facial expression, and he doesn't do that. He doesn't change his face, and
Mar,
he made
Mar,
a
I
face.
understand. No, I believe you, and I'm proud of everything that's happening, but you need to understand how dangerous it is what you did, and how goodly it turned out, all things
What was he gonna
considered.
do in the middle of a fucking box of royals with April's
It's
dad
not what
right
they-
there?
It's not what they do in the moment, Mar. It's what they do later to you.
Oh. Well, he hated me already. It was fine. Anyway, because I put Alyria in a fight, and he didn't like that. Also, when we won, because he was like, oh, I'm gonna bet for you. And then when he realized Abel's dad was fighting, he bet against us. And then in the fight, when we won, he summoned a fucking manticore, like, out of nowhere. That's not what you fucking do in the fight. And so we had to fight a manticore. And then we won? Yeah! So he's a really shitty guy. Anyway, I'm just saying, I was putting this all together, right? Because we know that someone on the Curia Regis leaked the travel plans of that airship that got attacked, that had us and then Alyria and Oakwon and the Guildmaster.
Darkon.
Darkon, who, by the way, fucking raging alcoholic who ruined his life. He still has the flask. Anyway, so I'm just saying, I think that because that airship that attacked us, unidentified Nuavian airship, right? And the pilots were all set to kill themselves afterwards. Was that
Yes.
not staged to look like an attack from Nuavia on the royalty?
I think you're onto something there.
And who would that fucking benefit? Except this guy.
Yusef.
Yeah, it would benefit Yusef, who blatantly, literally implied that, like, he thinks Nuavia should be under Illyrian control to me. So, if that place, which has all the fucking Zephyrsite, too, and all the magical stuff, wouldn't a priori want fucking control of Nuavia? So wouldn't it make sense that they'd want to start a war? And break the alliance between the nations?
This started as crazy, and then it came all the way around to making sense again.
I'm just saying.
I'm very proud of that.
I don't have proof. Devin from Vox Populi, who we met at Haverly's place,
Yes.
right?
Was working
Yeah.
with Jane. Mhm.
Yes. Okay. Devin is in the castle, undercover. He's working on figuring out some stuff about Yusef. Alora's making a copy
Oh,
of his
good for
bedroom.
Devin.
Alora's
I
making
feel
a
like I'm like Devin. I'm like, good for Devin.
Alora's making a copy of the key to his quarters, so next time we're there, we can break in. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get Yusef. I fucking know it's Yusef. I'm convinced. I have no real evidence, but I know.
Whoa, wait,
Probably
wait,
not.
what are you planning on doing to Yusef?
We're not gonna kill Yusef. We're just gonna expose him as a priori.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. Well, I can.
If he's a priori, he's very up there. And if he's not, he may still be working with them. Slash, he's a really shitty person anyway, even if he's not.
Are Alora and my father safe with
Yes,
being so
he would
close
never
to
eat.
Yusef?
Look. He's not gonna do anything out in the open.
Yeah,
And
Not out in the open, yes. Well,
your dad knows. Your dad's aware of all of this. Alora's aware of all of this. He wouldn't. They're as safe as they can be.
Yeah.
He lives in the castle with them. There's no way to really get around that.
I guess the marriage between Vicus and Alora was supposed to be, but
Oh, holy
binds
shit!
the two.
He's such a loser. He sucks. I hate that marriage for her.
I can't talk disparagingly about New Haven royalty, but
Okay, but
Alora might be better suited for someone else. But that's
Oh
not
yeah,
my fault. to make.
I'm sure someone else would suit her much better. I like look at you and smile.
Alora is
I wonder
a
who you're,
long-time
implying.
childhood friend.
Uh huh.
and I
Oh,
want
I'm
the
sure
best
you're
for her.
very close to her. Very.
Besides the point, it's disturbing
Yeah.
to hear
Right.
a plot against Nuevia.
maybe. I mean, I'm just again. This is all theoretical. I just think it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well,
also,
I mean, perhaps that's
hey,
connected
that's
to
not
his...
all. I'm sorry.
No,
Oh my
I-
goodness.
How is this?
What
How
I'm really
is
I was
sorry.
wa-
That's not the most.
I was
important
wondering.
part. That's not the most important part. Okay.
I'm like, hold on. We all sit down again. And we're like, okay, we're ready
Okay.
again.
So the only really trustworthy, like 100% trustworthy member of the Curia Regis is the Archmage Lenaria Mistweaver. She like fought in the subversion.
I know
I-
or know of her.
All of
It's really
you.
cool.
I mean, even Kaimana has probably heard legends about Lenaria Mistweaver.
She's really cool. She knows about us. She likes us. We talked about the corruption in the Violet Conclave because she's the head of that, right? And I told her everything. She's gonna try to investigate into Volmir Rylis to see if he's good, and try to figure out. She really wants us to come through on figuring out what's wrong with them. But I happen to, we were talking about a priori coming back, right? Because it was a thing before. And I was like, have you heard of someone in the Violet Conclave called Armon? And she said, hold that thought. And she pulled out this book. And so Armon was the youngest son of Suman. Okay, he was a dragon. And he fought in the subversion and then went into the Veil and disappeared forever and no one's seen him since. Which, like, okay, Armon's using the name of a dragon. That makes sense. He seems pretentious, right? But I drew a picture of what Armon looks like and she said, that's Victor Rylis. The original head of A Priori, who's fucking dead.
Oh no.
He's related
So what
to
I'm about to
Voldemort?
tell you is I'm pretty sure Armon's a fucking dragon.
He's related to Volmir, right?
No. I think he's taking the form of Victor Rylis.
Victor, Volmir Rylis is Victor Rylis' son.
So Victor Rylis was the original head of A Priori who was put to death by the Curia Regis. Like, there's no fucking way that man is alive. So Armon hear me out, is a dragon who lived in the Veil for too long. He was a good guy, went into the Veil for too long, is now fucking insane and has no regard for human life, which is what happened to Caiatrus, the betrayer god. That's why he went insane and started the whole fucking wars, because he spent too much time in the Veil. And so now we're up against a dragon. Is all I'm saying.
How do we fight an ancient dragon?
We don't. Is the thing. We don't. That's see. If you look at that part with its arm onto dragons, I say, whoa, we're that fucked. See, that's what it's like. See now the sheet makes sense. Yes, everything makes sense, and it's.
The sheet is utter madness, but the way you've explained it is
Well, it makes sense in my head. This is how I put it all together. For me.
How often have you referenced the sheet? Like,
She's been. I feel like she's been pointing.
I think every time I hit like a name on the sheet or like something, and I'm like tying it together, like I'm like referencing the line or I'm referencing like tapping on it a lot.
Okay.
I'm totally printing this and framing it, by the way.
I am too.
I
This
love
is brilliant. It's
I had a
going.
lot of fun making that. I just got an iPad and I was like,
I love it.
Yeah.
Mark,
Wow.
it is.
So,
Yes.
So where does the Quicksilver fit in? What are they doing in Feldspar with the Quicksilver?
I assume they're stockpiling it.
The
Is
machine.
it taking it on the scene?
Where can I reach? Oh no, I can't. It's in my freaking backpack with the freaking flaming head.
I
Remember
think since we know that I assume that this is something they're using maybe to try to break into Azlor. I'm not sure. I don't know. That's a complete theory on my part.
Didn't the machine that when we fought in the woods with the two wolf spirits, the machine that they used,
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
it run on Quicksilver and open?
Yeah, they're probably just trying to open more stuff into the Veil, right? They're also working, I mean, they're working with that death cult that we met that guy about, right? That, like, crazy guy who's summoning the devils. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
And you know enough, Abel, that like the purpose of Quicksilver in any case is to amplify the power of a spell.
Oh,
So
it
it-
is.
yeah.
So it's, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Very bad.
it's magical amplification.
Yeah, like if
I
you
mean-
like you could like okay, you cast fly on yourself, but if you have enough Quicksilver, you could cast fly on a building or on a plot of land. Like it allows you to amplify the power of something. It's how
Any negative effects to using Quicksilver like that?
No.
Okay.
Other than you have to mine it. And
Yeah,
it's a
it's
limited resource.
unlike Zephyrsite, which can be recharged very quickly. Like you have to have a constant supply of Quicksilver to maintain a spell for a long period of time. But if you just want to do something like briefly, you could use. I mean, like if you can imagine using Quicksilver on any spell would allow you to amplify its power.
Like a weapon.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Also, it's a neurotoxin.
Yeah.
Well, that's
That
true.
Well,
helps too.
also, I mean,
Hi, Sally.
Mark.
there's so much they could be doing with it.
So it's not
It
just
is-
opening portals.
Yes.
Mar, you've uncovered a lot of very high profile information.
Yes, well done, Ma.
Thank
But
you.
now we all know this information. And as Vox Populi, I need to advise you here. You must not share this casually.
Oh,
with
I
other
was gonna
people.
burn this sheet after I showed it to you.
Yeah, that's. But I'm just saying.
not telling anyone about this.
I'm just saying these people, these kinds of people are very dangerous. And knowing this much about them is dangerous. And now we're all
I
party
haven't
to
told
that.
anyone this. Do you think I walked up to fucking Breaker Bolton and was
I'm
like,
not-
"Hey,
Mark.
my dude"?
I look pointedly at Kaimana. Mar, I'm not talking about you. And I look at Abel, I'm not talking about Mar. And I look at Source, I'm not talking about Mar.
We already knew you were Vox Populi.
He
It's
didn't
that-
know
it's
until you said that in front of him.
It's that clip I sent the group all over again.
Yes.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm just saying, we have to be very, very, very careful how much we use this information with it.
And mind you, Alora and Ogwan know the bit I was talking about with Yusef. My suspicions about the a priori, the one confirmed guy, and the Curia Regis, and my suspicions about the other two. I don't know everything that happened after that with the Aramon stuff. I mean, I didn't see them afterwards, and quite honestly, I think they're safer not knowing. So,
So where do we start from here?
I don't fucking know.
If
I just think
Citrine,
I don't have solutions that I'm coming to you with. I just found the information and said, well, we're fucked. I guess I might as well tell my friends.
my concern is also Citrine. If there are dragons running around, she slept apparently next to the primal's threshold for centuries. Who knows what influence that had on her? There could be 2 mad dragons running around.
Yeah. I don't know. And he's old, if it really is that Arbon.
Well,
Yeah, when he went into the Veil, he would have been an adult dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So, spending 300 years missing, if it, he would be considered, borderline ancient.
So, yeah.
whatever they're doing with the Quicksilver, if this is their final shipment, we should try to do what we can to stop it, if at all possible.
Is
Yes.
it shipping out tonight, Josh, or is it tomorrow?
No. So
What do we
he
know?
didn't say exactly. He said they were just in the process of loading up Captain Kit's ship.
I think we have a couple more days. But we gotta act fast. And I think... I mean, are you guys really gonna go to work tomorrow?
Oh no, it's probably gonna be a cave-in, and those characters will die.
Fascinating.
Something like that. I mean,
Or if you
honestly,
just look nothing like them, I mean...
The problem is not all of us. Well, I have disguise capabilities, Saurus.
Mm.
You, I have invisibility for you.
Source can,
So-
yeah. I mean, everybody can, except for Mar, can hide their form.
Yeah.
So we could have.
They kind of gotten used to me running around a little bit. So.
We could go on that. I'm just worried about her checking up on us and they're not there. And then 3 missing people in the city raising alert a little.
Yeah.
So we'll be sure to make it back by the morning.
I think we should at least show up the first day. Just to save face.
I think it's worth investigating the mines.
Yeah.
But
that's
mind,
very tricky.
I have to remind us all as well. There's probably a fucking devil running around here somewhere. Is that-
What?
That's what the Fey guy told us. Remember when we got hired by that guy in the Feywilds?
Oh yes.
Remember him?
Good
And he was
fellow.
like, there's a devil in Feldspar. And we're like, oh, we'll get to Feldspar eventually. Now we're fucking here.
What type of
So-
devil would?
I don't know. He gave a name, which I could look up. I think.
No, you had to find the true name.
We have to
That was
find the
the
name of the
task.
devil.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Isn't
So-
there another Tide Bond here?
That was the original thing that drew you guys here, is that there's fabled to be, they're looking for a tide bond.
So,
Is there a
I'd
way
like
to
to
hedge
have
our
Tide
Tide
bets?
Bond. Yes, we need to at least hold on to the type 1 we have, if not grab another, so they don't end up with.
All of them too. Yes.
Um.
Oh, Jesus.
So, to-do list.
To-do
Save
list.
city from imperialism. Type on devil.
Did the mayor have the Todd bond put
No.
in away, or
The mayor is kidnapped.
no? Oh, Aruman had the.
Yeah, supposedly like Ahriman was the last one that had it in his possession, and his laboratory is somewhere in the mines. They haven't been able to uncover it yet.
Oh.
So we should go to the mines tomorrow.
Someone told me, who told me? I think it was the Vox Populi guy, right? That there's a door that no one's ever been able to be opened in the mines. And
Yep.
fucking bet, that's gotta be it, right? So we need to get into the mines. I think it's maybe the first place we should start.
I mean,
So
maybe
we-
Source could open it.
Tomorrow morning we work at the mines.
True. I feel like we should go under guise. You show up as a worker, maybe also to us, and we'll give it a shot. Or I could just invisible you if you wanted.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
and then we can come back and figure out what to do from there.
Sounds like a plan to me. Whew, well, I think I should prepare the proper spells for tomorrow.
Well, I think I should drink more. I'm gonna go get more alcohol.
Okay.
Because you've told us
will-
quite a lot, and I need
Yeah.
to process this fully.
I need to wet my throat. That was the most I think I've talked ever.
That's the most I think I've ever heard. Yeah, it was kind of scary.
It was a lot. Yeah. Hey, I have to go to a dinner party. Picture that.
Ooh. I wouldn't know
Yeah,
about that.
no, horror. It was actually the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
A dinner party?
Those are
Yeah,
the
it was with
worst.
the Curia Regis. Yeah. Sucks.
Ugh.
It sucks that they were mean to me. And that, I would have preferred that instead of talking to me. I got sit at the equivalent of the kids' table, at the end of the table, away from all the important people. But
Mar,
it's fine
do you
because Abel's dad was also there, and we just hung out.
Mar, do you want some, advice on social situations? Maybe a few tips?
I think they're doing great.
Oh, thank you. No, I mean, I'm terrible. I know I'm terrible. I don't expect it to get better.
Well, you brought back more information than we ever thought we could find, so...
I'm
I
impressed.
Yeah, I ran into way more than I possibly was supposed to.
Yeah, that's very true. If I was an evil person, I'd be pissed.
I happened to show the right. I happened to say the right thing and show the right picture to exactly the right person at the right time.
Yep.
And that was.
I'm serious. If you want to join Vox Populi, we would
I would
open
be-
arms for you.
I would be double teaming an organization. That's not the word I wanted to use.
If you want to join Vox
That's not what
Populi,
I wanted to say.
I understand.
I would be. Yeah, I mean, I'm already in one group. Hold that thought. We'll talk.
Oh, yeah. I'll get us more alcohol. Here we go.
Thank you.
All right. So, Juri, you head outside of the room to kind of get alcohol, and you kind of make your way back towards the bar area, which is kind of open to the inner courtyard air. And at that moment, you see sitting in the bar a very familiar figure. Tall, elven, very handsome, dashing
Fucking
in a lot of
glorious.
ways. And he is kind of he's smoking a pipe and drinking something out of of a stein, and just looking in your direction. And he's as you approach, he says, "Really, I thought you'd be much better at keeping yourself quiet. Your room was very loud as I was sitting outside on the terrace."
Well, yes, I suppose I should have expected you out there.
Well, naturally. How have you been keeping yourself, Juri?
I stay busy with the cause and our purpose.
As you should.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know that you probably have the intentions of, and I know Marlo has the intentions of having me meet the rest of the group, but I wanted to talk to you first before that happens. So for everyone else, we're going to take a 10-minute break there.
Oh no!
Oh,
Yes.
But, so it'll probably be 15 for everybody else, but for Juri, it'll be there. So you don't have to leave the call. You can just leave your headphones behind.
I'll
And
hit mute.
I can't believe the secret
My volume?
organization is being secret everywhere.
Heaven forbid.
Waiting.
Yeah.
We could leave if we want to. We could leave headphones behind.
I like how that was the part Juri was like, you can't tell anyone this, and it's like Mar was just screaming it, and he was on the terrace
And Yorian rolled a natural 20 on his perception, so...
of course,
I
of
didn't even see
course.
you roll.
Yeah.
I saw it.
I don't know if you could hear it. This dice
I
makes
saw
such
it.
loud noises.
When you said, did you leave the door open? And then I saw you roll it right after underneath, and I was like,
Okay, I'm leaving or
Alright.
I'm muting.
So he kind of looks up and he looks towards the bar and makes a motion. He says, still the usual for you, I'm assuming.
yeah, it's the
Okay.
same.
All right. And motions over and somebody brings over a couple drinks for you and sets it down. And he says, so can you give me a hint of what exactly your intentions are going to be in Feldspar?
It's rather complicated.
Hold on. My entire...
Oh yeah.
I froze in the most awkward position.
So horrible.
Hold on.
Freeze frame.
So, somebody delivers over a drink for you. And then he, so can you give me a hint of what exactly are your group's intentions?
I am party to them to help them with what they're trying to achieve here. I don't wish to hide anything from you. Not that you did not hear everything, I'm certain.
And not that you've ever been very good at hiding things from me anyway.
We're having that kind of talk, I guess.
Well, we don't have to. I'm just,
It's just been a while.
Yes.
Well, we're looking for Tide bonds. And, we are tasked with saving the city, which we'll need your help for, I'm certain.
That's good. Do you get a sense of what Vox Populi's mission is here?
I can't remember if Iris gave us a specific... Did Iris give me a specific mission?
Iris's mission directly to you was assist the people of Feldspar to remove the subjugation that they're under.
Okay.
Yeah. You know that Yorian is, while part of Vox Populi, is definitely part of the more radical wing.
Which led to our breakup, inevitable break. Iris only tasked me with freeing the people here.
Love her for being a lover of the people, but so short-sighted.
What? Tell me what else is going on.
Well, we have beneath our feet a wellspring of potential power. And it's there on the surface for the taking.
Are you talking about the Quicksilver?
Yes. Can you imagine what Vox Populi could do with such a resource?
Dorian, one group shouldn't hold that much power.
Oh, I don't want to take all of it, but if your group is planning on freeing the town, part of that would mean, freeing the stores of Quicksilver. You could just mention it to me first, before you mention it to Bolton. He won't miss some of the Quicksilver if it's gone.
I'll let you know. We possibly plan on taking out the ship that's leaving town. And conveniently, if we could work together where you could take some part of that, I wouldn't be opposed to it, is what I'm saying.
What if we took the whole ship?
Alright, but you can't keep all of that.
Oh, no. I mean, I don't know how much they've been able to load onto the ship in the last couple of days. When you see the Quicksilver stores, you'll realize that there is much left behind. The ship is a small fraction of what is available.
So we take the ship, and then from there we get rid of the stores.
Yes. Because not only then, can you imagine Vox Populi having such a vessel at our hands?
It would aid us.
Well,
But, only if things are done properly. And I don't want there to be a lot of bloodshed involved.
well, surely there won't be much bloodshed now.
I'd hate when you say things like that. You always have to add in that little bit at the end that changes the meaning of everything. Because you always do this.
He just laughs. Well, I just... there are those who might deserve a little bit of bloodshed.
Look, I think you're not wrong about those people, but it's not always right for us to make those kinds of decisions.
That's true,
Right.
but you know that Iris won't make them.
She has her way of doing things, and I support her in how she goes about her business.
Well, I'm not asking you to turn against her. You can still, free the town of Feldspar, you can help the poor and humdrum here. I'm just putting a plan, I'm trying to put a plan in motion. And I just need a little bit of the quicksilver to make it work.
Yorian, you're putting me in an awkward position again.
Oh, I know.
Look, if you tell me exactly how you plan to use it, I'll approve it or not.
Let's just say that probably the greatest cancer on Alyrian soil are the patricians.
Mm-hmm.
What if you could excise that tumor in one fell sweep?
Talking about murdering them all?
Or removing their places of power?
Oh, a little destruction?
You can do so much with the quicksilver.
Yorin, I just don't know. Maybe that's doing more harm than good.
We'll never know until we try. Iris
All
is trying to cause an uprising, but you see what happens in places like the Boreal Corridor when people start asking questions or making demands. They tried to wipe out the rift.
They did. We lost a lot of friends.
We did. Sometimes I think that we are so concerned about not shedding blood. Are they ever concerned with not shedding ours?
Listen, Yorian. We get too much power and we become them. I just want you to be careful.
Of course. But I'll leave it up to you. You can either let me know that the quicksilver is free for the taking, or you can, once you've freed the stores, you can let Bolton Coon know, and the Crown will get its hand on that power again. And exactly whose pockets is that going to line, do you think?
Alright, I'll think on it and I'll let you know.
Alright, well, I'm sure you've got drinks to deliver to your friends. I'll let you get back to it. I look forward to a formal introduction soon.
Sure, we should catch up if there's time.
Of course. I look forward to it. I have a room just around the corner.
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm. I don't think we're catching up that way.
Well, it's always worth a try. Right. And he stands up and he exits off stage right. All right, we'll break there.
Thank
for you.
you.
Yep. As the night kind of ebbs, you all go to sleep. You get a long rest here in your first night of Feldspar, so you can take a rest.
When a Juri comes back to the room, they seem kind of annoyed and don't really want to talk to anyone. Just kind of go to drink and go to sleep.
Yeah. And then
so how many beds we've got? We got like
there's
three
three beds, 6 people. But Sora's typically sleeps on the floor, so Sora's sleeps on the floor.
Who's softest?
I mean,
I have
Sora's
a
is made of fur.
I have a 10 strength.
Soft.
Mara will take the floor. She doesn't care.
Okay. Mara and
She's got a
Sora's curl up on the
pillow.
floor.
Yeah.
Alright. Juri, Abel, Kaimana have beds.
Y'all can fit someone else in the bed with Kaimana. Kaimana's not.
I'm not sleeping with you. That's
Do
not
you-
proper.
Abel, do you prepare for your night in any special way?
Oh, sorry, you went out. What'd you say?
Abel, do
Did I
you
what now?
prepare for your night in any special way?
Prepare for your night with Artax.
Oh,
Do you
shit,
prepare
I
for
forgot
your
about
night?
him.
Wink, wink.
I will open the bag, and I will tell Artax, hello, good evening.
Hey, babe, you up?
What are you doing?
You like, okay, you're just you're saying hello, good evening, okay.
No, he said.
I am aware of your conditions for your feeding. What I ask is if you do decide to go out tonight, please don't hunt anywhere near this tavern. Or what's the name of the other tavern?
The Orange's drought.
Erogenes drought. Yeah.
The Orange's drought.
Only the erogenous drought. As to
The erogenous drought.
the erogenous zones, yes. Near the erogenous zone.
Yes, when I made the name of the tavern, I was like, oh, it's mountain building, like Erogenes. That's so good. Also, it sounds like a sex club, so...
It does, it does.
It does.
I mean, we have been to a literal sex.
You
club,
have
so I
been,
think
yes.
it's fine.
Yeah. As to not draw suspicion to us, please avoid those areas if you do decide. If you want to stay in tonight, that would be more desirable.
All right, so you're all watching Abel have this conversation with his bag of holding.
Does it talk back? Does it talk back to you when you talk?
Marlo, you hear in your
It
in your head a voice that you've never heard before.
When he wants to.
Ah, hi.
He's speaking to you now.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. I'm Ma. Thank you for not hurting my friend and taking care of Abel.
Yes.
Do you have any plans to murder tonight?
There's no further conversation from Artax.
That's a yes.
Okay. I leave Anansi with specific instructions that if the cloud leaves the bag, to please let us know.
Okay. All right.
Please don't let your cloud out of the bag.
All right. So you all bed down for the evening and go to sleep. You get your long rest. At some point towards
Long rest.
Yeah, long rest. At some point in the very early hours of night, like 2 or 3 in the morning, Anansi does alert you that there is a cloud of darkness currently in the room. Abel, you open your eyes and everything is just magical darkness. But you watch as that magical darkness field exits the room and goes...
I want to say, where are you going?
Well, you had your dinner. It's only fair.
Oh God! Please remember the rules.
And you see it like approach the terrace door and slowly like go through the gap between the two doors of like the French doors and disappear out into the night. You drift off back to sleep, and around 5:30 or so, a couple hours
I
later,
have to remind myself, he only kills people who deserve it.
Yep. You around 5:30 you get another. Oh no! What did you do to her?
Baby.
No, the thing fell on her foot. I was trying to move her over. Come here, baby.
Baby, no.
Baby.
Oh no!
She's so sensitive.
She's so sensitive.
How could you?
Around 5:30 or so, Anansi informs you that the cloud has
Let me
returned,
see it.
Oh.
and it goes back to the bag of holding and slowly disappears back into the bag of holding as the early rays of sunlight begin to creep over the horizon.
Ugh, I'm so uneasy about this. Dare I even ask who he may have encountered?
You can try.
I'll crack the bag open and ask, are you willing to share details on your meal from the night?
There are so many delicious morsels here. Will we be staying long?
Thanks.
We will decide that later. Who did you run into?
Oh, a very gluttonous spirit.
Okay. No other details besides that.
Oh, I don't know who they were.
Did you take any souvenir from your meal?
Did you leave a Yelp review?
Did you leave me up? He
I
said,
just want to see if he brought anything back that if it's found on us.
Well, just how not perceptive of you.
Oh no, it's there already.
You look around your bed, and next to... Oh, I need you to roll a percentile dice.
Ooh.
But it's down.
Ooh.
Because I have literally all of the targets that Artax could potentially go for.
Oh.
That's the D100, right?
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh, what's his definition of a bad person?
He
That's
said
what's been nerve wracking.
75.
Ooh, 75. Okay, hold on. All right. So what you see next to you is a. Oh, okay, yeah. It's a silver circular piece about this big that has like a symbol of like a crashing wave on the interior. And there's a beautiful like blue braided cord of leather attached to it. Like looks like it might have been worn on somebody's neck. Bears a very strong symbol sharing to what you've seen as holy symbols used by clerics of a certain order of clerics.
Oh Jesus! He killed a holy man. Oh Jesus!
Or woman.
Do I do I know any specifics about the symbol, the clerics that would have worn something like this?
Make a religion check.
I'm
Well,
not
but
too
it's
bad
like the morning, and you're like, what is this? What did you
I imagine
do?
you're in bed, just like holding it, like,
There is like at the crest of the wave, there is a sapphire right at the center that the waved crest is holding in place at the center of the design.
Right, I rolled an 18 for religion.
It looks very much like a symbol of Souvenar. However, most of his symbol, like this, has a certain violence to the power of the wave that you don't normally see. Normally, Souvenar's waves are very gentle in description. This is like a raging, crashing, like tsunami. It's like the Great Wave of Kanagawa. Like,
Got you. And do I know the clerics that would have worn this type of iconography?
You would not. If you show it to Kaimana, he may.
Okay. Everyone else is awake by now. I assume they hear me
Yeah.
whispering into the bag.
Yeah, you guys all wake up to Abel talking into his bag of holding, which is what droned you all to sleep last night, so...
Yeah.
April, were you up
I'll
all
show it
night?
to the group. This is what our friend has returned to us after his night of hunting.
Ooh, it looks expensive.
oh.
Kaimana, roll a history check.
So it'll be your
Or
responsibility
religion.
to-
History or religion. Come on.
To fence the item, I assume.
If you like.
I got a 6.
A 6.
Oh, wave!
Yeah, you have enough knowledge to recognize, like, oh, okay, it kind of looks like religious symbols that you've seen of clerics of Souvenar, but you're kind of, you know enough to be off-put by it. Like, it makes you feel uncomfortable.
I'm not a very traditional follower of Supernar, but would I have come across this anywhere?
You might have in your studies. Go ahead and religion or history.
Hey. 22.
Yeah. So Marlowe, you pick up immediately. You're like, you heard about a cult of clerics who call themselves the Stormbreakers.
Wait a minute.
Who use their faith in Souvenar to control the waves and control the weather, but they kind of went mad and disappeared into the Vanishing Isles like 50 years ago.
I relay this information.
Yeah.
to the group.
Would I know
Shit.
that?
Which is probably enough to jog your memory, Kaimana, that like you've seen it on like when Tidewater ships have come around like looking for tribute, or you've heard references to them like raiding communities and things, that every single Tidewater ship has a Stormbreaker who travels with it to give it the ability to move the waves faster, and also as a fighting force as well.
The Tide Waters, you said? Sorry.
Yep.
So
Those assholes.
this was
So we may
an
have gotten their ship's person.
Maybe.
Great.
Ask him if he's still hungry.
Why would we offer that?
Okay, I want to take some time. What do I have as far as tool proficiencies? Smith's tools, Steve's tools. Whichever tool set, I have Smith's tools, Steve's tools, Tinker's tools. I want to break up the medallion. I don't want it in its full form.
Okay, Smith's tools, you could absolutely do that. Yeah.
Yep, so I'm going to spend some time carving it up and making it unrecognizable.
And it's made of silver, so it's probably worth some. And the sapphire within it's fairly well sized, so probably worth some gold.
Yep. I guess I'll break it into pieces and give everyone a small piece.
Okay.
And scratch it up so you can't really tell what it was. Because I don't want us caught with a medallion from their ship mage, and one just recently died.
Yeah, that'd be very bad.
And I'll put the sapphire in my little.
What does it look like? Do we know when these people die?
They just end up dead. One had his throat slit.
Yeah,
The claws.
Yeah.
Yep, the claws across the neck. Remember that newspaper article we read about the person that...
Didn't someone get pushed from like a building or something?
I just
Or,
worry in a town with so much tension that this might be a bit of an issue.
Maybe.
I mean, if you want to argue with the mad cloud
No,
in the
I'm
bag,
not saying that I have a solution. I'm not saying that this is not the right thing to do. I'm just worried about the repercussions.
We should be ready for when it all goes bad.
Yes. In the meantime, hopefully he will respect our deal of not hunting anywhere near where we are located. So
Ooh, look
that-
at
I mean,
making
convenient.
deals.
I would say that he's taking players off the board for us. I guess
Ooh,
Yeah.
maybe
on the
next
bright
time I'll
side.
maybe next time I'll make another request that he maybe actively try to make it look like someone else may have done the killing. You could probably sow some discord between the Tide Warders and the Scalefold.
April, you're sounding
Well,
you're sounding a
claws.
little,
I mean, might.
you're sounding a
maybe.
little devious, Abel.
Well, no, guys. If it looks like claw marks, I mean, with dragon.
you're going to tolerate
I'm just
A
saying.
murder cloud, and we should at least use it to our advantage.
Do we really need to help get this hornet's nest angry? Or I
Yeah.
feel like it's gonna happen without us interfering anyway.
Well, I mean, that's
Probably
part of what
right.
we're doing, so whether we incite it or, take it out ourselves or whatever we want to plan to do. But the plan for today, go into the mines first,
Yes.
foremost, explore around, and if after you all want to formally meet the Vox Populi representative, I could introduce you.
It's still very early, right? Because we have to make our way to the other.
Yeah, it's
Place.
sunrise.
Don't we have to make our way to the other end? So when they come to check up on us.
No, this
and
is where
then
they think
No,
you're
this
going.
is the right end.
Oh, we're still okay. I'm sorry. We
Yeah.
stayed
We are
at.
at the correct end.
Okay, sorry. I got confused.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
I think we should maybe go to breakfast and then do the mine stuff and then meet up with Yuri and Vox Populi. Maybe we'll have more information to give by then.
Yeah, Yorian will have a lot of information for us as well. So
Great.
On our way.
Alright, so you head out, you grab breakfast in the morning, and then when you get to the front entrance of the establishment, there are 3 guards standing there. Very familiar figure from the night before, the female who was at the gate.
Can I try to? How did these people? Are these people aware of who I am? Did I sneak into this? I got teleported.
You got teleported into the city?
I don't remember that.
So you did not come in through the main gate.
I will not be seen by these people.
Okay, so yeah, Mar sees them and just keeps traveling through the
Yep.
place and heading on. And then, so they kind of see you all there, assuming that you've taken similar precautions.
indeed, I tip my cowboy hat.
Yeah, and
Have a
Soros does
conversation.
as well. And she goes, oh, well, good. The day at the mine begins in about an hour. If you would like to, if you need to get over there so they can take you in for your work for the day. They pay in script, so you can use that to purchase objects at the general store, or use it. The general store does not take gold anymore, so you have to use scripts if you would like to get your money's worth. But good to see that you are not all dishonest. But we will be keeping an eye.
This is a company town?
Yeah. Ever since they moved
Yeah.
in, they said that. Like, they said that they've taken over
Yeah.
everything.
No,
No,
as
they
far as
take
taking over everything.
Everything.
And that's why they shut down all the other inns. Because, like, this was
Yep.
the one inn they're controlling.
Some
tip my-
people
I
say
tip
a
my-
man is made out of mud.
Yes, this is
I tip my,
this is
yeah,
mate
I tip my
one.
cowboy.
We're not just taking out imperialism, we're taking out capitalism
Uh-huh.
here.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
This is like
Oh, man.
Amazon.
All right.
Give
This
me
is
an excuse to
Amazon.
make
It is.
give me an excuse to make Kaimana a communist and just
No.
lead a full blown rebellion. It's gonna be great.
What do you think
tip
Vox
my
Populi is 100% trying to do here?
This is your opportunity, 100%. All right, so then you get breakfast and you head out. You make your way through town, and at this moment you see, like, last night you didn't see very many people wandering the streets. Everyone was kind of rushing to get home to their places before curfew hit. But at this point you see just dozens of people walking the same direction that you're walking towards the main mine, and more people coming out of homes, until eventually you get to a point where there's just a mass of 100 people or so that are lining up outside of this mine structure. The mine itself, now that you're close to it, is this massive hole that takes up pretty much the entire backside of the Feldspar city proper. There's two large buildings to either side of the mine entrance. One looks like, oh, hold on, oh no, that's Mars thing. Where did I put? There it is. One is a very large ornate building that looks kind of, fancy. There's beautiful columns. It's multi-leveled with multi-roofs. There's copper that has been oxidized over time on one side. On the other side, there are three buildings that are mostly square in shape, one larger and then one smaller and then one smaller on either side of that. And you can see rail lines coming out of the mines and going into that building. There's a bright smoke drifting out of the first building, and you assume that these are probably, according to Yorian's map, the refineries where they refine the ore that extracts the quicksilver from the ore. And then behind you at this square, there is another very large four-towered building, which on Yorian's map is labeled the Law Masters, or where the law is. So the three major buildings that kind of flank the mine entrance are the mayor's house on one side, the refinery on the other, and the Law Masters' abode on the back side. But the square in front of the mine is now filling with people, and this is the first time that you've seen the Skilled Taskmasters, because they operate the mine, and there are, for all of you, you've never seen anything like this. The closest thing you can probably connect it to would be a dragonborn, but there's very clear, distinct differences between these people and dragonborns, and there's not many of them. There's probably 24 or so, but they are taller, bigger. There's a few of them that look more svelte and are wearing like cloaks and carrying staves or wands, and then there are some that are much bigger and have like fashioned pieces of metal to their skin to act as armor, and are carrying giant mauls or hand axes and things, and they're barking out orders to the crowd and sending them in. At the front of the crowd, let's see who sees it. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Everyone?
Everybody.
Oh no.
17.
12.
Right, so Kaimana's like still in cat form, I guess, and has like climbed
Yeah.
up on top of Marlowe's like shoulder and is like peering over. And Kaimana, you see at the front 7 or 8 white furred humanoid rats,
Oh.
and they're kind of wearing general workers garb. And they're at the gate, and they're like manning they're currently unlocking the gate and pulling it aside, and moving machinery out of the way and pulling carts on the line. But then once they open it, there's the stream of people going into the mines and grabbing their pickaxes and things and heading through. But there's probably 6 or 7 of these humanoid rat figures, and we'll remind Source that this occurred.
Yes,
On
we definitely
next
will.
time when we come back. But you're heading in, and there's the barking orders of the individuals there, and it's at that moment that you feel the presence of somebody next to you, Marlo. And they kind of lean over and they say, "Well, I didn't quite expect you to go to the mines so soon, but it might be worth the tour." And you look over, and Yorian, who you've met, is standing next to you, and he's wearing work clothes, and he's like, "We won't be able to stay long. Your presence will become known fairly quickly, but at least I can show you what I've seen there."
Thank you.
All right, and we'll pick up there next time with you guys entering in the mines.
Oh my god.
Yay! In the mines with Yorian.
In the mines with Yorian, yeah. Who Juri knows, but nobody. Juri and Marlo know Yorian, but yeah.
Come on, it's gonna start singing Solidarity Forever.
No.
Yay, Mars back.
Yay!
I know.
So
Exciting.
happy to
So
have
good.
Mar back.
So
Me
happy.
too.
You back.
Next time it'll be all 6 of
All
us
of
there.
us.
All of
I
us.
know. We can tear this mine apart.
No.
Uh,
yeah.
Yeah, no one ever told us we shouldn't just like blow the mine up.
If we organize a strike and have the workers take it over, it'll be really easy for us to get what we want then.
Yeah,
That's very true.
I'll let you know. Like, I've structured this whole thing kind of almost like an open world, like GTA type thing, where there are so many potential ways for you all to cause the Tidewater and Scaledfold exit. So it'll be interesting to see like what path you all take to try to do that.
Yes. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm
Let's get them in
Curious.
trouble with Dad.
yeah. So,
All right, but we will pick up there in a couple weeks and see what Feldspar holds.
yes.
Thank you all. So good to see you all.
Night, guys. Good to see you.
All right, guys. Have a good night.